Hi, this is how to configure, customize the prezidynamic version 1.3 application. So once you've hopefully got some insight from this video, you can click on the link and go to this link on our website, make the changes, configuration, customizations that you wish, and then your prezidynamic application will be ready for you to use. So the first things first, if you're using this for the first time, you can disregard the upload and download buttons for one moment. I'll come back to those in a second. We'll come back to the create, delete, default and close form in a moment. We'll start with the actual customization of what the prezidynamic application will look like and how it will function. So the basic if you like, competency of prezidynamic is to allow you to navigate and find your way around Prezi in a different way with a drop-down menu. And this is how to change the color of it. So the actual menu color can be set. To do this, you simply click on this icon, which is red by default, and you simply go and move your cursor around or pick one of the predetermined colors that are shown here, click OK, and when you use prezidynamic, all the buttons will be yellow. You can change the mouse over color to something completely different, and again you follow this process and change that color, and the text that's shown on each button, you can change that also to whichever color. So these are interchangeable, customizable as you wish. During the loading of your Prezi, you can set the color of a preloader that comes within prezidynamic, and again you can change the background color. And during that sort of loading phase, while Prezi's loading, you can even display your own custom message. While it's loading and that custom message, you can also configure the text of that message, and during the loading phase there is a countdown timer which you can preset for as long or as short as you wish, and again you can change that to a different color. So hopefully lots of different customization options to make it look and feel just how you wish. Within the menu, when prezidynamic and your Prezi has loaded, the button that you mouse over in order to reveal the drop down menu, this is where you would set the text that's shown on that button, basically whatever you wish. Next we come to how many seconds. So during, as I say, when Prezi loads, if it's offline on a Mac or a PC, it loads very quickly. If it's online, it takes much longer. You can set how many seconds you wish the preloader to show for. Best thing to do is kind of adjust it, have a play, come back, adjust it, and find out what works for you. When you mouse over the drop-down menu, you can also set how many buttons are visible. So Prezi supports, or prezidynamic actually supports, pretty much an unlimited amount of buttons or links to your Prezi to whatever size you want. It's tested up to 500 path links or path points, but it actually will go much bigger. You can actually show how many visible buttons are shown when you mouse over. Obviously, if you've got more buttons than the ones that you've shown, as you move your mouse within the menu, you'll actually find it scrolls automatically. So you can set how many buttons are visible, from 5 to 40, your choice. There is a search function which you can turn on or off in terms of its visibility. So if you have a very large Prezi, this search function allows you to search within the text of each menu item. So if you've got hundreds of buttons, very large Prezi with lots of path points, and you've created text on each button, you can actually enter a word that's contained within one or many of those buttons, and it basically just delivers or only shows you the buttons or hyperlinks, if you like, path links, if you want, that are that have that word in. So it's a very quick way of finding the link that you want to. Nearly at the end now. Toggle full screen. So basically, this allows you to launch prezidynamic and your Prezi in full screen or not. So when you launch Prezi offline on a Mac or a PC, you have the option to go full screen. Prezidynamic kind of goes one beyond that. It allows you to, when launching it on a PC or a Mac, you can actually launch it in full screen, so you don't actually have to need Prezi's full screen button. If you launch it full screen offline on a PC or a Mac, you can then just use the button within Prezi to make it default size again. Or you can turn it off so it launches default by clicking no. I hope that makes sense. By the way, if you're using the online server edition of Slidedynamic 1.3, do not use the full screen option. It renders the application incompatible for online use. But for offline, you're cool. And finally, dependent upon what you're presenting prezidynamic on, PC, large screen, you can actually change the size of the fonts in the menu, which adjusts the entire menu structure. So you can go from font size 10 to font size 16, and everything is adjusted automatically. So those are all the customization options. Next, you can actually design and define the buttons that are shown when you mouse over. You can define what is shown on the button text by simply typing whatever you wish into each button link. Okay. Now, this obviously shows the links in sort of chronological or linear fashion, one through however many button links you have, but you don't actually have to have the button shown relevant to each link. So you could have the first link to go to path point 10, you could have the second go to path point 100, you could have the third go to 3, you could have the fourth go to 45, and so on and so forth. So you can choose how the buttons are displayed, and you can also define which path point within your Prezi they go to. Here, by default, it shows 12 buttons, but if you want to add additional buttons, you simply create, and you'll see that it adds more buttons, and you can simply define these, or you can delete if you don't want that many buttons showing. There we go. And if you only want 6 buttons, you could have a very big Prezi with only 6 buttons. You can have it like that. So that's how you configure online using the online configuration form. And once you're happy and you've designed and set out how you want it to look, you simply hit the download key. Save that, and it will download. And that's it. And then you copy that prezidynamic.xml file into the Prezi folder with the Prezidynamic application, and you are all set. Now, if you come back at a later stage, and to go through the process of setting this all up again, if I go back to default, so if during this process you make a mistake or you want to get back to the default sort of welcome page, just hit default, and it resets everything back to its default standard. Now, if after having tested the Prezidynamic application on your Mac or PC and you need to change something, instead of you having to reconfigure everything here, what you can simply do is browse, find the prezidynamic.xml file that you're using that you need to adjust, click it, click open, and click upload. And basically that will then bring in all the customization and configuration, and then you can go ahead and make whatever changes you want, create more buttons, choose how many buttons are visible, change the font size, and then you can download that. Overwrite the one that you were using, and you're done. And that's it. So that's how to adjust, configure, upload, change the Prezidynamic configuration file. The next thing will be how to use it and what functions you have. Thanks very much.